Dallas TV series 1978 to 1991 was one of the most iconic primetime soap operas of all time, filled with power, drama, and unforgettable rivalries. Audiences around the world were captivated by the Ewings, their oil empire, and their tangled personal lives. But what about the stars who brought these legendary characters to life? From JR Ewing's ruthless schemes to the strength and charm of those who stood against him, the cast left a lasting mark on television history. Let's take a look back at the Dallas actors then and now, to see how their lives and careers have changed over the years. Larry Hagman portrayed JR Ewing in Dallas, 1978, when he was 47 years old. JR Ewing is one of television's most legendary characters, a ruthless, manipulative, and power-hungry oil tycoon who thrived on controlling both his business empire and his family. With his charm, wit, and unapologetic scheming, JR embodied the darker side of ambition, making him the perfect villain audiences love to hate. His constant battles with rivals, betrayals of allies, and even clashes within his own family drove many of the show's most iconic storylines. The Who Shot JR mystery became a worldwide phenomenon in 1980, cementing the character's place in pop culture history. Larry Hagman, already beloved as the bumbling astronaut Tony Nelson in A Dream of Jeannie, reinvented himself with this darker, more complex role that showcased his talent for blending humor and menace. Off-screen, he was known for his generosity and larger-than-life personality, though he also struggled with health issues, including a liver transplant in 1995. He passed away on November 23, 2012, at the age of 81, from complications of acute myeloid leukemia. His legacy as JR Ewing remains unmatched, often regarded as one of the greatest television performances of all time. Ken Kercheval portrayed Cliff Barnes in Dallas, 1978, when he was 43 years old. Cliff Barnes was the underdog rival of JR Ewing, the son of Digger Barnes, whose family had long been at odds with the Ewings. Intelligent, ambitious, and determined, Cliff was a lawyer and businessman who often fought tirelessly to outsmart JR, but was repeatedly outmaneuvered, leaving him perpetually one step behind. Despite his drive, his flaws, including stubbornness, insecurity, and bad judgment, often led to personal and professional heartbreak. His feud with JR defined much of the series, creating one of television's longest-running rivalries. Yet Cliff was more than just an antagonist. His vulnerability and humanity made him relatable, and viewers often sympathized with his struggles. Ken Kercheval brought nuance and depth to the role, turning Cliff into a tragic figure as much as a rival. Outside of Dallas, Kercheval appeared in stage productions and television shows, though his identity remained closely tied to the character he played for over a decade. In real life, he was a cancer survivor and later faced health complications. He passed away on April 21, 2019, at the age of 83 from pneumonia. His portrayal of Cliff Barnes remains a cornerstone of Dallas history, forever linked with the Ewing dynasty saga. Patrick Duffy portrayed Bobby Ewing in Dallas, 1978, when he was 29 years old. Bobby was the heart and soul of the Ewing family, a man of integrity, fairness, and compassion, who often served as the moral counterbalance to his brother JR's ruthless behavior. Devoted to his family and deeply in love with his wife Pamela Barnes, Bobby embodied the hope that reconciliation could exist between the warring Ewing and Barnes families. He was hardworking, ethical, and always strove to do what was right, even when it conflicted with the ambitions of his powerful family. One of the show's most famous storylines involved Bobby's shocking death in a car accident, which devastated fans, only for his miraculous return in the infamous Dream Season, a twist that remains one of the most talked about moments in TV history. Patrick Duffy brought warmth and sincerity to the role, making Bobby beloved by audiences around the world. Outside of Dallas, he starred in the popular sitcom Step by Step, further showcasing his versatility. He also directed and continued working steadily in television and film throughout his career. Born on March 17, 1949, he is now 76 years old in 2025, admired for both his enduring career and his reputation as one of television's most likable leading men. Barbara Bel Geddes portrayed Miss Ellie Ewing in Dallas, 1978, when she was 56 years old. Miss Ellie was the matriarch of the Ewing family, a strong, compassionate, and wise woman who served as the heart of Southfork Ranch. As the wife of Jock Ewing and mother to JR, Bobby, and Gary, she often found herself torn between loyalty to her family and her desire to maintain peace. Miss Ellie embodied dignity, resilience, and maternal strength, often stepping in to calm the fiery conflicts that defined the Ewing dynasty. Barbara Bel Geddes brought warmth and quiet authority to the role, making Miss Ellie a beloved anchor in the series. Before Dallas, she had already built an impressive career in theater, film, and television, even earning an Academy Award nomination for I Remember Mama, 1948. She also appeared in Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, 1958. Bel Geddes retired from acting in the early 1990s after health struggles. She passed away on August 8, 2005 at the age of 82 from lung cancer. Her legacy as Miss Ellie remains a symbol of strength and grace in television history. Linda Gray portrayed Sue Ellen Ewing in Dallas, 1978, when she was 38 years old. Sue Ellen is the glamorous yet troubled wife of JR Ewing, whose marriage was plagued by betrayal, manipulation, and emotional neglect. Once a former beauty queen, she struggled with loneliness and insecurity in the shadow of her powerful husband. Her battles with alcoholism, depression, and her attempts to break free from JR's control made her one of the most compelling and sympathetic figures on the show. Audiences were drawn to her vulnerability as well as her resilience, watching her transform from a fragile socialite into a stronger, more independent woman. Linda Gray's nuanced performance brought great depth to Sue Ellen, earning critical acclaim and cementing her as one of the most beloved characters in the series. Beyond Dallas, Gray enjoyed a diverse career in film, theater, and television, continuing to work internationally and reprising her role in the 2012 Dallas revival. Born on September 12, 1940, she is now 85 years old in 2025, remembered fondly as the elegant yet resilient Sue Ellen Ewing. Keel portrayed Clayton Farlow in Dallas, 1981, when he was 62 years old. Clayton Farlow was introduced as the dignified rancher and oil man who later became Miss Ellie's second husband after Jock's death. Calm, dependable, and principled, Clayton provided Ellie with stability and respect, standing in sharp contrast to JR's manipulative ways. Though he faced resistance from some members of the Ewing family, particularly JR, Clayton's steady presence and integrity earned him respect. Howard Keel brought charm and authority to the role, giving Clayton a quiet strength that balanced the drama surrounding him. Before Dallas, Keel had already enjoyed stardom as a Hollywood musical leading man, with memorable roles in Annie Get Your Gun, 1950, Showboat, 1951, and Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, 1954. His deep baritone voice and commanding screen presence made him a favorite of the golden age of MGM musicals. Later in life, Dallas revived his popularity, introducing him to a new generation of fans. He passed away on November 7, 2004 at the age of 85 from colon cancer. His legacy spans both Hollywood musicals and one of television's most enduring dramas. Steve Canale portrayed Ray Krebs in Dallas, 1978, when he was 32 years old. Ray Krebs was introduced as the Southfork Ranch foreman, a hard-working cowboy whose loyalty to the Ewing family was unquestioned. Initially seen as a rugged ranch hand, Ray's character gained complexity when it was revealed he was the illegitimate son of Jock Ewing, making him half-brother to JR and Bobby. This discovery brought both pride and turmoil, as Ray struggled with his identity and place within the powerful Ewing clan. His romances, most notably with Donna Culver, highlighted his tender side, contrasting with the rough, impulsive man he often appeared to be. Steve Canale gave Ray authenticity, embodying the classic Texan spirit with strength and vulnerability. Outside Dallas, Canale worked steadily in television and film, often cast in westerns thanks to his rugged demeanor. Born on March 14, 1946, he is now 79 years old in 2025, remembered by fans as the loyal yet conflicted cowboy of the Ewing family saga. Susan Howard portrayed Donna Culver Krebs in Dallas, 1979, when she was 37 years old. Donna was introduced as the intelligent and politically savvy widow of Sam Culver, a powerful Texas senator. Strong, principled, and fiercely independent, she later fell in love with Ray Krebs, bringing depth to his storyline and providing one of the show's most complex romantic arcs. Donna's struggles with issues such as infertility, her desire for independence, and her career ambitions made her a richly layered character who resonated with many viewers. Susan Howard's thoughtful performance gave Donna dignity and strength, earning her critical recognition and fan admiration. Before Dallas, Howard was already known for her role as Maggie in Petrocelli, 1974-76. After leaving the series in 1987, she largely stepped away from acting and became active in conservative politics in Texas. Born on January 28, 1942. She is now 83 years old in 2025, remembered fondly as the intelligent and resilient Donna Culver Krebs. Charlene Tilton portrayed Lucy Ewing Cooper in Dallas, 1978, when she was 19 years old. Lucy, the daughter of Gary Ewing and granddaughter of Miss Ellie, was a spirited, rebellious young woman known for her independence and fiery personality. As the teenage member of the Ewing family, she often clashed with authority, indulging in romances, scandals, and struggles that reflected her search for identity within the powerful family dynasty. Over the years, Lucy grew from a headstrong girl into a more mature woman, though she never lost her boldness or charm. Charlene Tilton's performance gave Lucy both vulnerability and vivacity, making her stand out as a fan favorite, particularly among younger viewers. Outside of Dallas, Tilton appeared in numerous television shows, films, and stage productions, and she embraced her place as a beloved part of the series' history. Born on December 1, 1958, she is now 66 years old in 2025, fondly remembered as the lively and spirited Lucy Ewing. Victoria Principal portrayed Pamela Barnes Ewing in Dallas, 1978, when she was 28 years old. Pamela was one of the most sympathetic and beloved characters on the show, a kind, sensitive woman caught between the feuding Barnes and Ewing families. As Bobby Ewing's wife, she symbolized hope for reconciliation, but her life was filled with heartbreak, including tragic miscarriages, constant interference from JR, and conflicts over her divided loyalties. Pamela's beauty, compassion, and inner strength made her a fan favorite, and her romance with Bobby was central to the show's emotional core. Victoria Principal's performance brought depth and vulnerability to the character, making Pamela unforgettable. Beyond Dallas, Principal became a successful actress, entrepreneur, and author, launching her own skincare line and writing several health and beauty books. She eventually retired from acting to focus on philanthropy and business. Born on January 3, 1950, she is now 75 years old in 2025, remembered as one of the brightest stars of Dallas. Omri Katz portrayed John Ross Ewing III in Dallas, 1983, when he was 7 years old. John Ross, the son of JR and Sue Ellen, grew up in the shadow of his father's ruthless ambition and his parents' turbulent marriage. As the next generation of the Ewing dynasty, John Ross symbolized both the promise and the curse of the family's power struggles. His childhood was marked by emotional turmoil, as he witnessed his parents' conflicts and was often caught between their love and manipulation. Omri Katz gave a convincing performance as the young Ewing heir, showing both innocence and the weight of growing up in such a complicated family. Katz later found fame in the early 1990s with the cult film Hocus Pocus, 1993, and the series Erie, Indiana. He eventually retired from acting and pursued other business ventures. Born on May 30th, 1976, he is now 49 years old in 2025, remembered for his role as the child of JR and Sue Ellen in the Ewing family saga. Deborah Renard portrayed Sly Lovegren in Dallas, 1981, when she was 22 years old. Sly was JR Ewing's loyal secretary, confidant, and occasional accomplice in his many schemes at Ewing Oil. Though often drawn into his manipulative world, Sly was also sympathetic, showing kindness and integrity that contrasted with JR's ruthlessness. Her insider position at Ewing Oil gave her a unique role in the drama, making her a trusted figure in the Ewing Empire's inner workings. Deborah Renard brought warmth and subtle strength to the part, turning Sly into more than just a background character. Outside of Dallas, Renard appeared in series such as Wise Guy and films like Lionheart, 1990. She also built a career as a writer and producer, contributing to stage and screen. Born on November 4th, 1959, she is now 65 years old in 2025, remembered warmly by Dallas fans as the steadfast Sly, who often balanced loyalty with moral conscience. Deborah Trinelli portrayed Phyllis Wapner in Dallas, 1981, when she was 26 years old. Phyllis was Bobby Ewing's loyal secretary, a steady presence at Ewing Oil who provided both practical support and emotional reassurance during the family's ongoing power struggles. While she was not at the center of the high drama that engulfed the Ewings, Phyllis's reliability, discretion, and quiet strength made her indispensable. She represented the ordinary people caught up in the whirlwind of the powerful Ewing dynasty, and her loyalty to Bobby highlighted his more honorable nature compared to his brother JR. Deborah Trinelli infused the role with warmth and subtle grace, turning what could have been a background character into one that fans appreciated for her stability in the chaos. Outside of Dallas, Trinelli explored music, developing a career as a jazz vocalist and releasing her own albums. She also appeared in other television roles and stage productions. Born on July 6, 1955, she is now 70 years old in 2025, remembered fondly as the elegant and dependable Phyllis Wapner. Shalane McCall portrayed Charlie Wade in Dallas, 1983, when she was 11 years old. Charlie was the daughter of Jenna Wade, making her a central part of Jenna's storyline when she re-entered Bobby Ewing's life. Innocent, headstrong, and often caught between her mother's complicated relationships, Charlie represented the vulnerability of children growing up around the drama of the Ewing family. Her bond with Bobby revealed his compassionate and paternal side, while her loyalty to her mother showed her strength despite the turmoil surrounding her. Shalane McCall brought natural charm and authenticity to the role, making Charlie a memorable character even though she was not at the center of the family's business battles. Outside Dallas, McCall appeared in other television projects such as The Love Boat and Hotel, but she stepped away from acting in the late 1980s to focus on her personal life. Born on September 16, 1972, she is now 52 years old in 2025, remembered warmly as the spirited young Charlie Wade, who added heart to the Ewing saga. Priscilla Presley portrayed Jenna Wade in Dallas, 1983, when she was 38 years old. Jenna was Bobby Ewing's former girlfriend, and her return to his life reignited old feelings and created tension with his marriage to Pamela. A resilient and independent woman, Jenna carried emotional scars from failed relationships and the challenges of raising her daughter Charlie. Her storyline added complexity to Bobby's arc as he struggled between his past and present loves. Jenna's turbulent romances and determination to protect her daughter gave her a blend of vulnerability and strength that connected with viewers. Priscilla Presley, already a global figure due to her marriage to Elvis Presley, brought both elegance and depth to the role, carving out her own identity as an actress. Beyond Dallas, she found success in the Naked Gun comedies, where she displayed her comedic talents. Presley also became a businesswoman and philanthropist, preserving Elvis's legacy and managing Graceland. Born on May 24, 1945, she is now 80 years old in 2025, admired for her resilience, business acumen, and her memorable work as Jenna Wade. Cherie J. Wilson portrayed April Stevens in Dallas, 1986, when she was 27 years old. April was a captivating character whose blend of beauty, ambition, and vulnerability brought new energy to the series. Initially introduced through legal disputes over oil shares, she proved herself clever and resourceful, navigating the ruthless world of Dallas with confidence. April's relationship with Bobby Ewing became central after Pamela's exit, and she was portrayed as a woman capable of both fierce independence and tender devotion. Their romance offered Bobby renewed hope, but her shocking kidnapping and murder in Paris devastated fans and became one of the most heartbreaking endings in the series. Cherie J. Wilson's nuanced performance gave April charm, intelligence, and emotional depth, making her unforgettable. Beyond Dallas, Wilson solidified her television fame as Alex Cahill in Walker, Texas Ranger, a role she played for 8 years. She also produced and acted in independent films. Born on December 12, 1958, she is now 66 years old in 2025, admired for her strength on screen and her lasting impact on television. Don Starr portrayed Jordan Lee in Dallas, 1978, when he was 61 years old. Jordan Lee was a Texas oil man and a member of the cartel, often seen as an ally or rival to JR Ewing, depending on business circumstances. Shrewd, practical, and deeply involved in the oil industry, Jordan was a recurring presence whose dealings highlighted the cutthroat nature of Texas business. He embodied the archetype of the seasoned oilman, calculating yet occasionally principled, giving audiences a glimpse of the broader oil community beyond the Ewing family. Don Starr's dignified performance made Jordan Lee a credible figure in the show's intricate world of power struggles. Outside of Dallas, Starr worked in television and film throughout the 1970s and 1980s, often cast in supporting roles. He passed away on July 11, 1995, at the age of 77, from natural causes. Though not a central star, his role as Jordan Lee remains a familiar and respected part of Dallas history. Fern Fitzgerald portrayed Marilee Stone in Dallas beginning in 1979 when she was 32 years old. Marilee was a sophisticated and shrewd businesswoman, a member of the powerful cartel of oil executives who often found herself both clashing and collaborating with JR Ewing and his rivals. She stood out in a male-dominated industry, using intelligence, strategy, and confidence to maintain her position. Though she was not part of the central Ewing family, her influence within the oil world kept her closely tied to the show's central plots, and she often played a decisive role in the shifting alliances of the cartel. Marilee was ambitious and elegant, always a step ahead, which made her a character that fans admired even when she was at odds with the Ewings. Fern Fitzgerald played her with a blend of sophistication and cunning, ensuring that Marilee left a lasting impression despite not being a regular every season. Outside of Dallas, Fitzgerald appeared in other television projects and onstage, though her work as Marilee Stone remains her most iconic role. Born on January 7, 1947, she is 78 years old in 2025, fondly remembered for bringing both style and sharp intelligence to the competitive oil business of Dallas. Jim Davis portrayed Jock Ewing in Dallas, 1978, when he was 69 years old. Jock was the patriarch of the Ewing family and the founder of Ewing Oil, a man whose ambition, toughness, and determination laid the foundation for the family dynasty. Gruff yet commanding, Jock embodied old Texas values, balancing ruthless business instincts with loyalty to his family. He was both a mentor and a disciplinarian to his sons, JR, Bobby, and Gary, and his strong presence defined the early years of the series. His relationship with Miss Ellie showcased his softer side, as she often tempered his fiery nature. Jim Davis brought gravitas and authenticity to the role, drawing on his long career in westerns and character acting. Sadly, his time on the show was cut short by his illness, and he passed away on April 26, 1981, at the age of 71, from multiple myeloma. His death left a void in the series, and the character of Jock remained a powerful influence on the Ewings long after his departure. Kathy Powdell portrayed Callie Harper Ewing in Dallas beginning in 1988 when she was 24 years old. Callie was introduced as a naive but kind-hearted young woman from Arkansas, whose life was changed forever when she became JR's second wife. Initially painted as a simple country girl overwhelmed by the power and wealth of the Ewings, Callie gradually revealed resilience and quiet strength, determined to stand her ground even when underestimated. Her sweet-natured personality provided a stark contrast to JR's scheming and manipulative ways, and their relationship became a fascinating dynamic in the later seasons. Fans sympathized with Callie, who often tried to find happiness in a world where deception and greed ruled. Kathy Powdell played her with warmth and sincerity, making her a fan favorite among those who wanted to see JR matched with someone genuine. Beyond Dallas, Powdell appeared in shows like Murder, She Wrote, and Valerie, and she also starred in the cult horror classic Night of the Demons, 1988. After stepping away from acting for a period to focus on family, she occasionally returned for guest appearances, including a reunion special for Dallas. Born on January 27, 1964, she is 61 years old in 2025, remembered warmly as Callie Harper, the sweet and strong country girl who tried to bring heart into JR's ruthless world. George Kennedy portrayed Carter McKay in Dallas beginning in 1988 when he was 63 years old. Carter was brought in during the show's later years, but his commanding personality ensured he left a mark in the cutthroat world of the Ewings. As a rancher and oil businessman, McKay was determined, pragmatic, and unafraid to go toe-to-toe with JR, making him a refreshing addition to the show's web of rivals and alliances. He often walked the fine line between antagonist and reluctant ally, giving the later seasons a burst of tension and credibility. Kennedy's strong presence gave Carter McKay authority, reflecting the actor's decades of experience in Hollywood. Already a respected veteran, Kennedy had won an Academy Award for Cool Hand Luke, 1967, and appeared in countless iconic projects, from The Dirty Dozen to the Airport films, and later reached a new generation of fans with his comedic turn in the Naked Gun movies. His portrayal of Carter gave Dallas a late boost of gravitas. George Kennedy passed away on February 28, 2016, at the age of 91, due to heart disease. Even now, his role in Dallas is remembered as one of the show's strongest late-era character introductions, carried by Kennedy's immense screen presence. Audrey Landers portrayed Afton Cooper in Dallas beginning in 1981 when she was 25 years old. Afton was introduced as Lucy Ewing's cousin, and she quickly became one of the most glamorous and intriguing recurring characters on the series. Beautiful, ambitious, and determined to carve out a life of her own, Afton began as a nightclub singer who became entangled in the affairs of the Ewing family. Her romance with JR exposed her to the darker, manipulative side of the oil business, but her more heartfelt and tumultuous relationship with Cliff Barnes revealed her vulnerability and longing for true affection. Afton struggles to balance her independence with her personal desires, made her one of the show's most relatable figures. Audrey Landers gave the character both warmth and a certain steeliness, while also showcasing her musical talent in several episodes. Outside of Dallas, Landers built a career across television, stage, and film, appearing in A Chorus Line and The Love Boat, while also enjoying success as a singer in Europe, where she recorded several popular albums. Born on July 18, 1956, she is 69 years old in 2025, still remembered as the glamorous and strong-willed Afton Cooper, who embodied the mix of romance, ambition, and drama that made Dallas unforgettable. Who is your favorite character from Dallas? How do you feel knowing that some cast members are no longer with us? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of content, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated. We appreciate your support and are glad to have you as part of our community.